are the titles that she holds in this Summer Wells case. Supposedly, she controls the whole case. She's the social worker that's in control of the whole case. She herself is in control of the youngest boy's individual case. She also is the psychologist that's over the case, that's interviewing all the children. She's also the youngest boy's therapist. Now, I don't know about where y'all come from, but I have never heard tell of one person in the Department of Children's Services that is in charge of 4 different people's jobs all at the same time, especially not with a case that is this big. Red flag. Okay, now, keep in mind, this story is supposedly coming from a 9-year-old little boy who told his social worker all this information. Also, try to keep in mind that no other official person at the Department of Human Services or at law enforcement, TBI, FBI, no one has been told any of this information that this 9-year-old boy has given to his social worker, right? But supposedly, he told her that Don and Candace owed money out to some really bad people. And evidently these really bad people, because they weren't getting their money, called Don and Candace up and said, hey, we need you to bring your youngest son and your daughter to us so that we can hold them for ransom until you pay us the money. First of all, how is a 9-year-old going to have that kind of information? And second of all, what criminal do you know is going to call up people that owes him money and say, hey, just go ahead and bring your kids on over and I'll hold them for ransom until you pay me? Oh, I don't get it. And anyways, supposedly the 9-year-old, told the social worker this. Now, both kids are being took that day on the 15th, supposedly, are being delivered to these people for ransom. Keep in mind, this 9-year-old is what's conveying this story to his social worker. They get to wherever they're going to meet these people. And the 9-year-old and the 5-year-old realize what's happening. And they run. But unfortunately for the 5-year-old, she trips and falls or something. And they catch up to her. And according to the 9-year-old, now you have to remember, this 9-year-old is evidently running in the opposite direction. Because remember, he gets away and he makes it back home. Because remember, he's now in state's custody telling this story. But evidently, at some point, he had to have stopped. He turned around. He saw what is being told that they done to his sister. And not only that, guys, but this 9-year-old evidently follows these bad people all the way to the South Holston River. And he watches what they do with her. Because it's said, he told his social worker, they threw her in the South Holston River. Then he goes on home. And all this before 911 was called, evidently. Now, where his mom and dad were at, or whoever was delivering them, where they were at when all this was going on, I'm still fuzzy about. Let's keep going, guys, because it gets stranger. Okay, the person telling the story to the creator says, now, I don't know if this is at the house or away from the house when all this took place, okay? So, I mean, maybe he didn't run away from them. Maybe he was already at home. I don't know. But anyways. Okay, he told the worker all this, right? And she says that she can't tell anybody because she's afraid for her own family and about losing her job. Because if she tells anything that a client tells her, whether it be a child talking to a social worker or a client talking with a therapist, she's in danger of losing her job. And of course, if the bad guys find out that she knows anything, she's in danger of whatever retaliation they might have. So, she doesn't tell anybody but her boyfriend. Oh, wait a minute. Supposedly, now this is the little boy saying, there are 5 local law enforcement officers who know about this story. Are they local to Bristol, Tennessee, or are they local to Rogersville? That wasn't straightened out either. But anyways, so it's her boyfriend, the 5 local cops, and now the other couple that called the creator. But these are the only people that know about this. That this is what this little boy told his social worker. Because when he tells her that all this horrible stuff happened to him, instead of going to her boss and doing what she's paid to do, which is turn it in and let them know what's going on and what could possibly have happened to this child, she's too scared, so she keeps it to herself. But wait, she signed an NDA order. That's another reason she can't tell anybody. She signed an NDA order. But that don't make sense because, see, no officials, no DHS workers, no bosses, no law enforcement, no TBI, no FBI, nobody of an official capacity that can do anything to help these children or to help find this baby has been told. So why did she sign an NDA order? And better yet, if the officials are the good guys, the only ones that know about it, knows that she knows, that would make her sign an NDA order would be the bad guys. Do we know anybody that was running around having people sign NDA orders? Oh, yeah, we do, don't we? Think about that. Because, I mean, if it was a good guy, I believe she already signed that order when she was hired at the Department of Children's Services. So it has to be the bad guys that had her sign it. Anyways, the 5 cops that know say that they can't tell anybody about what's going on or what the little boy said because they're afraid for their families. These got to be some really bad people that call somebody up and say, hey, just bring us your kids. We'll just ransom them to you until you pay us, okay? They've got to be some really bad guys if the cops are even afraid to say anything. Okay, now, getting on to the clothes. The social worker says that the clothes that were in that evidence list that a creator showed, remember that those clothes were size 14s, I do believe, because it never said if it was a child size 14 or if it was a woman's size 14s. And I think I said it could have been Candace's clothes because she looked like she might have been a 14, 16. But we were corrected, guys, because according to this social worker, this 9-year-old boy says, oh, wait, those are my clothes. I'm still trying to figure out when a 9-year-old would be fitting into a size 14 clothes, you know, that fits a 13, 14-year-old kid. But he claims these clothes. One, how does a 9-year-old fit into a size 14? And two, when did he get privy to the list of evidence or what was returned? How does he know those clothes were on the list? Oh, wait a minute. He must subscribe to that creator, and he was sitting up watching that night that evidence list was on there. And that's when he told that social worker, wait, hey, those clothes are mine. That's the only way it could have happened, guys. I mean, other than that, who would have told him about that list? Who would have told him it was size 14 clothes? And then I have just 2 little things left. Well, 3 technically. That creator, before he ended that phone call, made the statement, I need to call my lawyer. Why does that creator need to call his lawyer? This story did not include him, did not include his name, had nothing to do with him that we know of. Why is his first reaction is to call his lawyer? His second reaction was, I need to find out who this social worker is. I need her name. And proceeds to start naming off ways that he can find out what her name is so he can get a hold of her. That, to me, sounded a little creepy. Why was it so important he gets a hold of her? Unless, evidently, she didn't stick up to the NDA order that she signed. And 2, or 3, should I say, I don't believe any of this, guys. And obviously the creator that is involved in it does not believe it either. They said there is no big push, huge push to get this thing